What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leo coming to you guys with yet another video. So, the last pay-per-view for AEW Worlds End is this Saturday. I was going to do this video originally a couple of days ago, but I had a feeling they were going to add more matches, in which they did, because at the time of recording this video, they added 4 more matches on Dynamite last night, which I was streaming for. So, if you were watching along with me, you kind of got the gist of that and everything like that. So I wanted to give you guys my predictions for the card. I'm also going to be doing a part 2 to this, simply talking about the Devil storyline and who do I think it's going to be. So stay tuned for that. But before we get into this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. There's no catch to it. We're on the road to 750 subscribers. We're on the road there. We're getting closer and closer to that milestone. So become a subscriber today. And with also being said, comment down below. Let me know your predictions for AEW Worlds in this Saturday. I want to know what your opinions are. What do you guys think is going to happen in a lot of these matches? Who do you guys have winning? All that good stuff. Leave it all down in the comments down below. So let's get into it with the first match. We have Hook versus Wheeler Yuta for the FTW Championship and an FTW Rules match. Now, I'm not sure how FTW Rules match. Comment down below. Let me know, how does an FTW Rules match work? Is it like an Iron Man type of match? 2 out of 3 falls or no DQ. Let me know down in the comment section down below. But who I think is going to win, I think Hook would have to win here. I think that title is just simply made for Hook. I think when they implemented that title, the end goal, I feel like it was to get that title on Hook. And I think that they achieved that, and I think it's gonna stay with him for a long time. I just don't see anybody taking the title from him. But I would be surprised if they were to do that. The only problem is Willa Yuta. He just takes a lot of pins, man. He's just a pin magnet. Every time you put him in a match, whether it's a multi-man or tag team or something like that, he's always the one taking the pin. So I just think they probably would have him take the pin here. So I gotta go Hook to retain the FTW Championship. The next match we got to talk about was one that was just announced last night. One of the 4 matches that were announced last night. We have Miro versus Andrade El Idolo. Now, let's just put it like this: the AEW has dropped the ball with both these guys. Miro realistically should be going after the World Championship, in my opinion. Andrade should be going after the TNT title, in my opinion, or at least tag team titles if he had a tag team partner and stuff like that. But we're not going to talk about that right now. And I think the thing with Miro, somebody brought it to my attention that was in my live stream last night. Um, they told me that Miro, he was kind of having like this whole creative difference thing. That's why we weren't seeing him as much on television, and part of that was because he refused to lose to anybody. So if that is the case there, I can see Miro walking out with the W here. And I think they're also going to be telling the story because you're also going to have CJ Perry being part of this whole match in Andrade, because she's going to be in Andrade's corner. So you're going to see how that story plays out. But I just think when it's all said and done, I think it's going to be a good match. Don't get me wrong. This match could easily steal the show, in my opinion. But who I think is going to win, I think I got to go give it to Miro. I think Miro could definitely use the win here. Andrade, he's been doing great because he's been showing up and showing out in that tournament. I was very surprised Miro wasn't being part of that tournament, because he probably would have been a great addition to that Continental Classic. I think that's what they call it, Continental Classic tournament. So yeah, Miro's definitely taking the win there. The next one is another match that was confirmed last night, and this one's I'm very excited for it. Keith Lee versus Swerve Strickland. Now, Swerve Strickland unfortunately wasn't able to win the tournament like I thought he was going to be. He wasn't pinned, so they kept him looking strong, so I do appreciate that. But I feel like they should have capitalized on the momentum that he's on right now and give him the win. So it kind of sucks, but maybe this could be a part of his redemption arc to get back to the big time and get back to the big title that they have in there, the AEW World Championship. Or he could be a challenger for whoever wins this tournament and is the Ring of Honor and New Japan Strong Champion, which we'll talk about later in the video. But I just think Keith Lee hasn't really been doing too much. He did win on Ring of Honor, but then Swerve Strickland, has been on a big comeuppance, and he's been getting a lot of W's right now. I think he has to win this. I think it would be a foolish decision to have Swerve Strickland lose after he already came up short in the tournament after pretty much winning every match except for one and then losing the next one. So I think Swerve has to win this, and then you can continue his story going forward and potentially going after a championship. Because I think it's only a matter of time before they do decide to pull the trigger and and put a title on him. And I think they're probably going to hold off on his moment, maybe till All In next year. I think that would be a great moment, in my opinion, for them to put the title on him finally. Because I think that would be a great culminating moment of his story for like a year or so. So I think that would be a great way to finally get the title on him. Is kind of go through Keith Lee and then go after some other big names in there, and then give him the championship. The next one we got to talk is another match that was confirmed last night. A 8-man tag team match. We have Chris Jericho, Darby Allin, Sting, and the returning Sammy Guevara. Now Sammy Guevara, he did make his return last night, and he was talking to the Don Callis family. He was mainly talking to Don Callis, but specifically, and just saying how, you who told you to put my baby on this picture, that wasn't right of you. When I had a concussion, you never checked up on me. And then Don Callis was just going through and kind of going on a rant and being disrespectful to Sammy Guevara, and he wasn't taking any of that from him. And he started a fight with Don Callis, and then he got jumped by the rest of the Don Callis family. Then proceeded Chris Jericho to come in to help. So that kind of, you have that little mini inner circle reunion. And then you have Sting coming back, which was great to see. And also Darby Allin coming back for the first time for a while after he went on like Mountain Everest and went hiking and climbing that and stuff like that. So he's finally back. But who I think is going to win? I think Chris Jericho, Darby, Sammy, and Sting are going to win. I think I feel like Big Bill is going to be the one to take the pin. The reason being, Kyle Fletcher, he just won the Ring of Honor television championship. So you don't want to have him get pinned automatically after just losing that title. I just feel like you shouldn't do that. Powerhouse Hobbs, he's literally the powerhouse of the group. So I think you really shouldn't do that. I think you shouldn't have him get pinned right now. Especially because you've been kind of booking him strong as of late, and then it would be kind of be like a step back if you were to give Powerhouse the pin here and have him get pinned. Ricky Starks, he's just Ricky Starks. You just can't do that. You just can't. So I think Big Bill is going to have to be the one to eat the pin here, and then maybe whoever pins him, that sets up for an AEW Tag Team title shot at some point, probably on the New Year's edition of Dynamite or Collision or something. We'll see how that goes, but definitely Chris Jericho, Darby, Sammy, and Sting winning that match. The next match we got to talk about is for the TBS Championship. We got Julie Hart versus Abaddon. Me personally, I I've been having back and forth feelings with this whole feud. I'm not really buying into it like maybe somebody else would. And if you're buying into it, hey, kudos to you. It's just my opinion. I can't personally buy into it. I love Julie Hart. Don't get me wrong. I love Julie Hart. Abaddon, it's kind of hit or miss for me. Who do I think is going to win? I think Julie Hart's going to win. I think she just won the title. She needs to hold that title for a long time, have a lengthy reign with that title. And now you have literally Sky Blue or Sky Black, as they're calling her now, going to probably be paying dividend for Julia to win the title. We're not win the title, but to retain the title. You know what I mean? But I think Julie Hart's going to be walking out with that championship. The next match we got to talk about is for the TNT Championship. We have Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland for a no DQ match. Now, they recently had a match a couple of weeks ago, and Christian Cage got the win there because Adam Copeland was screwed out of the title by Nick Wayne's mom. So now you got this match here, and it's no DQ. I think if Christian got the win there, I feel like we might have a new champion be crowned here. I feel like we have a new champion be crowned here. And I think, my personal opinion, who I'm going to go with, I think it's going to be a barn burner, all-out brawl. It's going to be chaos to the fullest. But with all said and done, I think Adam Copeland is walking out the new TNT champion. Now, I've also seen earlier, I didn't talk about this match because I really don't have much to go off of, so I didn't want to do that. And that is the 20-man battle royal for a future TNT title shot, anytime and anywhere. I feel like whoever wins that battle royal could potentially be making themselves known in this match if they were to interject themselves and make it a triple threat. I can see that happening to where Christian Cage doesn't get pinned. You keep him looking strong, and then you have a rematch to have that 3-part series. And then maybe some point in the future you can have them reunite again and be a tag team. So I think this is kind of getting in the direction of that that's happening at some point. So I gotta go TNT champion, new TNT champion, Adam Copeland. The next match, the AEW Women's World Championship match. We have Toni Storm versus Rio. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This kind of is gonna be a match I'm not really looking forward to. Not because I don't think the match is gonna be good. It's just Rio. She's been gone for most of 2023. Like she's been gone for like at least 7, 8 months, and then she comes back in one night, and then is penciled, and then the next week she's competing, and then she gets a title shot. Like no, I'm not really like feeling. I'm not really walking with that, to be honest. It's no disrespect to Rio. I just don't like how the fact that she's gone for pretty much the entire year and then comes back and then automatically gets a title shot. Like no, even though she had to earn it, but still, I feel like match could have been went to somebody else. Honestly, if you really wanted to be honest about it, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. Comment down below how you guys feel about this feud going on between these two. Do you guys kind of agree with what I'm saying with Rio? Like the fact that she's been gone for most of 2023, she just comes back and automatically gets a title shot. Like, it's just one of those things that sucks, man. But I'm at least glad that they have two women's matches on the pay-per-view, which is a good step in the right direction for me. Now, we also got to talk about some of the people who could potentially, be making their debut for AEW. I mean, we had some recent WWE releases. We recently had some recent WWE releases. We have literally any of those people can really show up on the show in some fashion to either make themselves known in a segment, a match, or promo. It can be either or, so we don't really know. But comment down below who do you guys think should be somebody from that recent WWE releases that could honestly debut on AEW Worlds End. Me personally, I'm going with Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler. So I think he could potentially be a name that can show up there. Also, Mercedes Moné could potentially make her name show up there. I know people have been speculating that for a while, but it looks like she's going to be going back to WWE, so we will have to see. Also, you got to talk about Mustafa Ali. I think he could be somebody that can definitely show up here. So leave that down in the comment section down below. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Who do you guys have debuting potentially at AEW World's End? But as far as who I think is going to win the match, I think Toni Storm is retaining. She just won the championship not too long ago. She's holding on to that title for at least a while. I don't even see her dropping it until possibly Revolution or Double or Nothing. I feel like she's gonna hold that title for a while. I can see them having her hold it all the way to All In next year. We'll see. But I have Toni Storm retaining, and I believe which is going to be the main. No. Sorry, the next match, the Continental Classic Championship final. And the person who's going to win this is going to be the inaugural AEW Triple Crown Champion. We have Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. Now, Eddie Kingston, he's going to have the hometown advantage because he's going to be in New York. So, people are going to be pro Eddie Kingston here. Jon Moxley, he is going to be the heel in this match. And we've seen these two go at it before with Jon Moxley getting the better of him. And that was like 3 years ago at, I think it was Full Gear, I think. It was Full Gear. It was them two, and Moxley got the win. I think it could go either way because I can see Eddie Kingston getting his flowers and going through the tournament, even losing, and still getting to the finals and winning, giving that crowd something interesting and giving the crowd a huge pop. But at the same time, if you're thinking about like how Tony Khan can be, Tony Khan has always been a reliable guy and a pro Jon Moxley guy through and through. And it's like one of those things, it's like, is he gonna go with Jon Moxley because he has been giving all these accolades since he's been in AEW? I feel like Jon Moxley has been like that cornerstone for AEW since its inception. When he came in, he'd been a main event player. Like, he's as a 3-time world champion, a 3-time AEW world champion. He's been a former international champion, and now he's going after the Ring of Honor championship, which would be great if he were to win, because I think if he were to win, we already know he's going to be doing his New Japan stuff, but I think he could be a huge boost for Ring of Honor because he competed in his first match in Ring of Honor recently at their Death Before Dishonor. No, what was that? Final Battle. It was Final Battle. But it would still give him something to do, and if he's not going after the titles, because I think John Moxley is one of those guys that it doesn't feel right seeing him without a title, if that just makes sense to me. Because I've always seen him with the title. He's always had some type of gold around him. I feel like John Moxley might win it here. I really do think they're probably going to go Moxley here. But at the same time, I can see them going Eddie Kingston just for the hometown factor. We will have to see. But me, I gotta stick with my guns on this one. I'm gonna go John Moxley. I think John Moxley wins it. He holds the Triple Crown champion. He holds the Ring of Honor champion. And he holds the New Japan championship. And for me personally, Eddie Kingston hasn't really been doing it for me as Ring of Honor champion, in my opinion. He really hasn't really done too much for the championship. I feel like it was one of those situations where the chase was better than the reign. I feel like his chase to get to finally becoming a world champion in, AEW in some type of fashion was his story. But now that he's accomplished that, it's like, really, where do you go from here? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that it kind of says it happens with a lot of the baby faces that we see on, whether it's in WWE, TNA, or, well, I wouldn't say TNA, I mean, but AEW and WWE for sure, like where the chase is just better than the reign. The reign just doesn't live up to all the hype that people expect it to be. So it's one of those situations. But I do have John Moxley winning it here. And the final match we're going to talk about is going to be the main event. We have literally MJF in his hometown versus Samoa Joe. Now, last night they were supposed to have a tag title match against the henchmen for the Devil storyline, and the Devils, they end up winning and pinning MJF. But not only that, so now MJF is no longer Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion and AEW World Champion. He's just AEW World Champion. But after that, he was jumped and beat by Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe came out there like he was going to make the save, but only to hit MJF in the back with the chair and to say, I did this to you, and then hit a muscle buster to end the show. Now, with that being said, for me, I feel like this is one of those situations, if you look at it, like, I know people have been kind of pointing the fingers, it's like maybe Samoa Joe could potentially be the Devil or could be in allegiance with them. I feel like I'm going in the direction he's in allegiance with them. He's not really a part of it, but they're helping him win the championship. And it's one of those type of situations. Because I feel like if this was like a movie, right? This is one of those fake out type of, scenarios, where somebody, if I'm going to use a horror reference, somebody's potentially the killer and people think it's them, but it comes out in the end, it wasn't them. It was just a fake out or whatever, and whoever the killer is still out there. It's one of those type of things right there for me. Like Samoa Joe, he's just a fake out right there. He's just a fake out. He's claiming that he might be an allegiance, which I think he is. And I think that's just going to be that. I think the match is going to be good. I'm glad that this is going to be a main event match. I think the match is going to be good from beginning to end. Me personally, the title of the show is called World's End. So how would it feel if the Devil, whoever is the Devil in the storyline, right, comes out, surrounds the ring, while the ref is down, both MJF and Samoa Joe are both down as well, and whoever it is cost the MJF the World Championship. And then that leads to Samoa Joe holding that championship, because I think he's just a reliable guy for AEW too. I think he's one of those go-to guys, in my opinion. He's proven it with his whole Ring of Honor run and stuff like that. So I feel like it's one of those situations. But who do I think it's going to be? You guys got to stay tuned for that. But I'm going to just use this guy for an example. Adam Cole, I think he's one of those guys that people have been speculating for the longest. Just imagine, and there's a story there if you were to cost MJF the title. If you go back to their recent encounters and matches, Adam Cole has lost to MJF twice. And maybe that can eat at him and manifest into some type of rage and anger to where now he wants to torment MJF and make him feel the same pain that he had to go through with losing those matches on numerous occasions. That is a story that you could build going into the new year and having the Devil be revealed, and now is going to be going after MJF and trying to take everything away from him. He's already caused him the championship and wants to end his career. Now, I feel like, it's one of those things where I don't know if they're going to take the title off him. MJF has a great reign. He has one of the best AEW title reigns when it's all said and done. He has the longest championship reign. Nobody can take that away from him. But I think this could be an opportunity for AEW to hit the reset button going into the new year with the new champions and the new storylines. And MJF kind of continue his babyface run and a redemption arc to try and get back to the title, but he has to go through his former best friend turned enemy to do so. So I think that is a story that you could potentially tell, and I think people can get invested in. I think I can get invested in it. Let me know, can you guys get invested in it? But that is the end of the video, you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the post notification bell so every time I post a new video. We're on the road to 750 subscribers. Like I said earlier in the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're on the road to 750. Become a subscriber today. It's absolutely free. Also, comment down below your predictions for Aew Worlds End this Saturday. Who do you guys have winning these matches? Who do you guys have winning the world championship? Who you have? We have a new champion, retention. Same thing for the TNT title. All these matches. Who do you guys have winning? Why do you have them winning? Leave it all down in the comment section down below. I love having dialogue with you guys and engaging with you guys. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. And I'll see you guys in the next video.